let's go ahead and get the disclaimer out of the way. The following videos, clips, demonstrations are for educational and instructional purposes only. Tradedictive provides these videos purely for the purpose of demonstrating a method of using the products. Users understand that all content used in the videos is purely for demonstration purposes only and is not a guide and does not provide any indication or prediction of actual results. As a user, you understand and agree that hypothetical results obtained through the demonstrations do not indicate in any way the results you may receive by using our products. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Here we are. It's Wednesday morning here, and I'm streaming live from Bien Hoa City, Dong Nai Province, Vietnam, at the Pegasus Plaza, as I do every Wednesday at 10 a.m. in Vietnam. It's just after 4 a.m. in London, and it is 10 p.m. Tuesday night in New York on the U.S. East Coast. Remember, time change. We used to be at 11, now we're at 10. And this is Nailing FX Spot Forex Trading Simplified. I am your host for this session, Bert Antonik, and you can get a hold of me at fxopabert@gmail.com. This is the November schedule. Last Wednesday, we had a little bit of a glitch, I think. I'm not sure. And today, Wednesday the 11th, we are streaming on YouTube, and you can see those streams on YouTube at youtube.com/C /tradewithufos, all lowercase. Remember that if you go to www.tradewithufos.com/OPA and click the live trading button once you sign in, you'll never miss a session. All right. So today, in today's session, we are going to do a quick look at the indicators, and I have a surprise indicator for you. The channel, the Z33 channel indicator, the Z48 alert and confirmation indicator, the Z62.65 profile and S.E.T, and we're putting back in the Z53, which is the MACD, along with the Z29 trending indicator. So we'll also look at some correlation with TradingView and see if we can't hunt for some trades to find out where there might be some opportunities. All right, so as you know, here is the standard Z33 channel indicator. We have a channel, okay? And remember that the channel, looking primarily at the center band. We have three bands in the channel: the upper band, the center band, and the lower band. And when price trades into one of the upper or lower bands, it will place a channel dot on the band. Okay, so you can see here that price traded into the upper band, put on a dot, down here, traded into the lower band. So that's the channel indicator. Here we have the Z48 profile and S.E.T indicator. Now, this should be profile and confirmation indicator. Got a little bit mixed up there. So this is the 45 profile. Should be the 45 alert and confirmation indicator. Sorry about the screw up on the title here. So now one of the things is, if you're trading on a daily chart and you do a quick review using the Z48 alert and confirmation indicator, you will see that on a daily chart, this indicator usually offers a potential for 50 plus pips. So anytime we get the alert indicator, which is the arrow, a red or a green arrow, that is then followed by, closely followed by, it doesn't have to be immediately, it could be 2 or 3 periods later, sometimes a little bit more, but best if it's within 2 or 3, maybe 4 periods. You get a confirmation. Confirmation then says go ahead and get in at the close of the confirmation period or better, and that will usually offer a potential for 50 plus pips. You then manage that. Here is the 62, 65 profile S.E.T indicator. This is the profile and S.E.T indicator. The profile are the 4 moving average lines. They're specially designed moving average lines to have less lag with them. Okay, and when they are in sequence, especially 100% sequence, being blue over red over green over brown, that's a very good indication that price is going to continue to move. So we talked about this sometime in the past, a long time in the past, where we consider the blue is your direction, okay, the direction. The red is the street, the green is kind of the guardrail, and the brown is your median. So think about driving on a highway. You're going in a particular direction on the street, okay? And if you go beyond that and start hitting the guardrail, you might bounce back in, or if you cross over the guardrail, you're going to have to go on the opposite side. So that's the profile. The S.E.T indicators are the arrows that face to the right, blue arrows and red arrows. And you also have a confirmation of the profile changing direction with the diagonal arrows, the big diagonal arrows inside. Now this gets a little complicated because there's a lot of information here. I would recommend that you might want to keep a nice clean chart and put some of this information on a different chart. We also change this a little bit and eliminate the green and the brown, change it so we get more of a directional type of indicator. You can go back into some of the previous lessons and get more details on the S.E.T arrows. When we have a red S.E.T, it's indicating that price is actually going to go up, and if it doesn't go up, if it crosses below the red S.E.T arrow, that would be your stop and an indication that price is going to continue to go down. We also use it sometimes as a projection when we project over. And again, the higher the time frame, the better these things work. If you're trying to scalp and use 5-minute or 15-minute charts, you're going to get a lot of signals, and a lot of them are going to be false. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the Z53, MACD, and the Z29 trends indicator. All right, so I took all the indicators off the chart. We just have the lower indicators. The Z53 down here is what you've seen before. Now I've added the 29 trends. There are 3 little indicators that go with the trend. This trend line here, it will be a little lagging. It will be a little lagging, but once it's lined up, it's very good. And down here we have some additional trending indicators that are calculated in some different ways. So what you can see here is when the MACD is indicating here, you see the little circle here that indicates that the MACD dropped below the signal line, okay? But I've still got a green trend here, which kind of indicates that there's still some strength to the upside. And as I look down below, it is being confirmed that there is some movement to the downside because this turned magenta down here. What we see then later on is that we get a confirmation that the movement is starting to come down. And here, everything lines up. We get the solid magenta down in the bottom here. We've got red diamonds on the MACD indicating down. We've got the trend indicator, the trend moving average here going red and moving downward. And so at that point, we'd be looking for a shorting position. And obviously, there may be additional indications up in the price chart here. So we never use one indicator, one set of indicators all by itself. We always look for multiple confirmations. And so here you can see this is the profile to moving average profile. What I got was a green dot followed by an alert, and usually a green dot followed by alert is a good indication that price is going to go up. And if I look down below here, I can see that I'm still getting in my MACD and my MACD trends, I'm still getting more strength to the downside, okay? And what happened here is you can see that price moved along here. And then finally, we see here with this circle that the MACD crossed above the signal line, still below zero, which means that there's still some strength to the downside. But at the same time that happened, you can see we went solid blue, this light blue down here, and price did, in fact, we got a confirmation of the alert, and price at that point started to move up. And when we get signals, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see signals and take trades that are confirmed in either the lower band or trades in the upper bands. Trades in the middle bands, especially if you're not using the daily chart. If you're using anything lower than the daily chart, trades in the middle bands, in the middle section here, don't work as well. They still work, but they don't work as well. And so you're going to be subject to more opportunities for a stop. All right. So those are the indicators, quick review of the indicators. So let's now see what's happening on some live charts. We always do analysis in real time. But before we go to that analysis, I want to bring you up to date again on the links that are available. All right. So we have Nailing FX sessions. You can find information on the trading tools that we use by subscribing to www.tradewithufos.com/OPA. You can do a simple Google search using Nailing FX OPA Bert. And in the description of weekly Nailing FX summary videos, you'll also see the information there. So now I am going to close the show here. This will close this. I don't need this, but I did want to show you here. All right, so here is when you go to tradewithufos.com OPA, this is what you will see. You fill out your name, your email address, identify that you're not a robot, and then continue the steps through making your subscription. There is no charge. There's no charge. Don't need a credit card for that. And what'll happen is, whoops, if you have questions, once you've subscribed, you can just put in your username or email address. I would recommend using the email address because you might have different usernames. Password, remember, and then you can search for questions and answers, okay? Anytime you submit a question, if you submit it to me directly, that's okay, but you'll get a better response, and maybe there's some answers that are already there. You can see some answers here, okay? Additionally, if at some point you think that you would like to get some coaching, I, as well as other coaches in the Trading with UFOs program here, my associates, we are available for coaching in the various different asset classes, not only FX, but in futures and options and stocks. So we've got it covered all the way. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead, and here is the trading view. So we often use the trading view, and again, you should sign up for trading view. I've provided my link. It helps me if you join trading view using the link that I have. So you, as well as I, will get some discounts on that. All right, so let's go ahead and go to a chart. And so here is a chart, and here's the surprise indicator that I was telling you about earlier, okay? It's called 1, 2, 3 reversal, okay? And what I like to see here is a daily chart, but let's go ahead and go down to the 4-hour. And it's taking a little time because of the streaming. All right, so here is a 4-hour, and here sometimes when you switch charts, you'll get these unusual jumps in the chart. To get rid of those, just go to a higher time frame. So we go back to the daily and then back to the 4-hour, and you can see it was all smoothed out. All right, so what did I see here? What do I see here? Now, this magenta and light blue line is a very no lag moving average. It's very, very no lag. It responds very quickly. So it's a no lag. You can see, if I get that here, it's called the Z29 no lag NLT number 8. Okay. So it's not just an 8-period simple moving average. It's a no lag. There's other parts of the algorithm. So when we have that no lag changing in a lower band or above and then coming into an upper band, you can see here, this blue star, the blue circle with the star in it, indicates that price is likely to rise. Now, would I take a trade on this simply because I'm getting the star? No. Okay. So this is a 1, 2, 3 channel reversal. You can see indicator 58 zebra 1, 2, 3 reversal. Okay. And so getting an up reversal in an upper band is probably not a good idea. So, that would be a signal that I'd have to understand what's going on. Down here in the middle of the channel, again, I'm not too crazy about getting into something like that. All right. So let's go ahead and see what we've got on an hourly chart. Okay, here we have an hourly chart, and I can see, there we go. Here we got the 1, 2, 3 reversal. Now, again, everything looked good for it to go down. The only issue here is that what is the channel telling me? The channel is telling me that price probably wants to continue to go up. There's a lot of strength to the upside. Okay, here is another reversal. Okay, and I would have to get more confirmation that I'm going to take this. Now, when I've gone extremely far out of the channel up here, I might be tempted to take this short because I see that the trend has changed. But remember, that's a no lag. That's a very quick change, and it can go very fast. And I don't want to really lose a lot of opportunity there. All right, so I don't see anything that we can really use on the US Swiss right now. Let's go to the next chart. Here I've got pretty much everything set up, okay? I've got the 53, I've got the trends, the trend bars down below here. And let's take a look here. I've got an alert to say go short, go short. My profile is still more to the upside than to the downside. Well, how did I get that? I got to get rid of that. There we go. All right. And I'm looking down here. We did get a crossover from the MACD, crossed the signal line. So there is an indication of an up move, but the long-term trend indicator here, the red line, is still coming down, And down below here, the trend line is coming up. So we've got a lot of mixed signals here on this daily chart. With mixed signals like this on a daily chart, I would hesitate to try to take this trade. All right. So let's go ahead and see if there might be something that could give us a clue. We'll go to the 4-hour chart here. Now on the 4-hour chart, you can see that we still have mixed signals. We did get the MACD dropping below the signal line, but the MACD is still above zero. The long-term trend, the longer-term trend is still showing strength, and we have some indication, but mixed signals down here. So, excuse me, I'm still not happy about trying to take a trade there. Let's try the hourly. On the hourly, I'm right in the middle of the channel, so that disqualifies any opportunity for trading as far as I'm concerned, because there's just, anything can happen, go up, come down. And we can see that the channel is actually getting tighter. Okay, so the top band is coming down, the bottom band is kind of coming up, but overall it's coming down, and that confirms here. But the MACD is showing a slight rise, and down below here we still have strength. So nothing in the euro. Let's go ahead and take a look at the yen. Okay, so here's the yen, and let me go ahead and change my template. All right, so I'm going to be looking at the Z01 template that has basically everything that I'm interested in looking at. All right, so let's see if we can get this to come up. Here it is. All right, so again, look, we're trading in the center on the daily, So I'm not interested in that. Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour. Bring up the 4-hour chart. In the 4-hour chart, we're trading in the upper band. And things look like on the 4-hour they want to start to roll over and come down, okay, on the 4-hour time period. So what do we have here? We still have the momentum of the longer term trend showing up. That's the blue line. We do have a drop in the MACD, but not a drop below the signal line. The shorter term, these MACD trends are already coming up short here. They're coming up short. So I would say we can anticipate in the 4-hour time frame that price is eventually going to roll over and start to make its way down. But I'm not in a position right at this moment to say that we want to get into the trade. Let's see if we can get a little better picture, a little better perspective by looking at the 1-hour. All right, so here is the 1-hour. In the 1-hour, everything has already started to come down, okay? However, in the 1-hour, we still see the trend. The trend still has opportunity to go up. Still has an opportunity to come up a little bit more. So let's see what happens. Again, this might be a trade that we would take. Now, like I said, I like to take trades when everything shows up in an upper or lower band. When that happens, you know, the risk is much smaller, and my target would be the opposite band, So I will get usually a better than 1-to-1, better than 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 even for risk reward, which is always nice. But we have to be patient to try to find those and see those trades. All right, so we're looking at this. Remember, I'm not jumping into trades real quick. I'm a little bit more patient. Let's go to the pound. So we're looking at the majors now. And again, let's take a look here and change my template to the 1, 2, 3, all 1, 2, 3. So here we have, this would have been a really nice trade down in here. You see we have price moving in, followed by an alert that was subsequently followed by a confirmation. Looking down here, we still had the longer term trend still showing strength to the downside, not surprising. However, the MACD had crossed the signal line here, and down below here we saw the additional trend indicators turning blue. So at that point, let's see if I can find that point. At that point, we might want to go ahead and take a trade. Very close to the center, but as things are moving, remember, this indicator 29 looks at the long term, so it will lag behind a little bit. It is not as fast as the indicators, the trend indicators down below here. What we want is we want everything to line up, and here we see everything turned blue. The only thing that we had at that point was a MACD that was still below zero. It was going strong. So it takes time for price to move. If you're aggressive, you would take, this is a daily chart, very aggressive, and when you get the trend dot here followed by a alert arrow, those on a daily time frame are usually a very good indication, although you're still looking at everything else kind of going against you, your trade. But here's the thing, if you're doing that, your risk, you're going to risk on a daily chart here, you're going to risk 130 pips to try to get 500 pips. Now, it's going to take you, what I see here, it's going to take you 33 days to make that 500 pips, okay? So you have to have patience in how this works. Like I said, when you get this setup, you're usually good for 50 pips very quickly. Here you even got a confirmation of the alert, and you're off to the races here. Okay, so it all depends on how aggressive and how much risk tolerance you have. Right, so this shows me that we have a trade that is indicating we have a channel dot. Now we're looking at a daily chart, and we have an alert arrow. So at the end of today, remember this alert arrow is there right now, but we need to be able to confirm, because price could move much higher during the course of today. And as I recall here today, November the 11th, for my friends who are veterans, have a good Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. I appreciate it as a fellow serviceman. Okay, so tomorrow morning, GBP USD is something that we need to focus on. All right, tomorrow morning it'll be the focus on this. Do we have anything? Let's take a look at the 4 hour. All right, the 4 hour, see the 4 hour is way out, way out. So this is indicating the price is still moving up, which is what the daily really indicated, okay? So how far this will move up, I don't know. We have to wait till the end of the day. Let's go ahead and look at the H1. Okay. Is this H1? Yeah, this is H1. This looks a little strange. In the H1, we haven't really gotten into the, let me bring this down a little bit. Okay. We went into the upper band back here, nothing happened. We got this reversal indicator saying price wants to go back up, and it is continuing to go up, but we're now getting an alert for the downside. So the hourly isn't helping us in terms of looking at a trade to go short. We would be anticipating a shorting trade somewhere up in here. So right now, there's nothing. Tomorrow, the close of the trading day today, you would want to take a look at the GBP USD. So that's something that I'm telling you might have some trading opportunity for going short. Okay, GBP USD shorting, but not until tomorrow, and might not even be tomorrow, might be after that. But you need to be confident in using the indicators and don't jump. When I have always tried to anticipate and say, oh, it's going to do something, and I know it will go up or I know it will go down because I just know, those are usually the times that I get stopped out and get take a loss on a trade. So when I'm a little more patient and confident, letting the indicators give me a very strong setup, that's when trades usually work out. All right, so let's go and look at the US CAD. You can see here, let me go ahead and put the template on there. Getting a little bit of a lag because of the live streaming here. All right, so wow, here we are. Good, nice setup here where we've got price that has moved into the lower band, relatively flat. So if I was looking at just that information on the daily chart, I might be tempted to go ahead and put on a long trade. All right. And now, so let's take a look to the downside here. What's below here? Um, the longer term indicator, the 29, is still showing that there's movement strength to the downside, as well as the MACD. The MACD crossed below the signal line, and the shorter term trend indications down below here are all still indicating that price still has the potential for moving down, So how would I play this? This is the US CAD. All right. So here's what we might want to do here is put on a trade with about a 60 pip stop, looking for, come on baby, looking for a 300 pip gain. Now that's a pretty good setup, and so this would be setting up a buy limit. I'd set up the buy limit somewhere in the middle of the channel, okay, anticipating that price is still going to come back down a little bit more because that's what everything indicates now. And I'll put my stop, move this up a little bit so we can see it. All right, so let's take a look. Before I jump into this, let's take a look at what's happening on the 4-hour. Okay, on the 4-hour, let me open this up some more. And again, you see this little jag here. It's data coming in. So I've got to go back to the 1-hour and then go back to the 4-hour, and you see it smoothed right out. Okay. All right. So on the 4-hour, we can see that we've had a dot back here, maybe got some arrows in different places here. Definitely got this arrow as it made a very low down in here. All right, and a confirmation. The short-term trends are indicating up. We did get an MACD crossing above the signal line. You can see that by this circle around the blue triangle here. However, the longer term trend is still indicating that there's strength to the downside. Now again, because it's longer term, it takes a little more time to change direction. But once it changes direction, it's got a lot of strength to it. So yes, we're still looking at a possibility on the 4-hour for price to come up. We're still trading in the lower time frame, but the 4-hour trend is still down as far as the channel is concerned. All right, so that would indicate to me that price can still drop a little bit more. Let's take a look at the 1-hour now. And the 1-hour is trading right in the middle of the channel. We're getting a lot of mixed signals. The 1-hour is showing that it is rising. We are mixed on the short term. We've got a circle saying that it's coming down. The moving average blue is below the magenta, so there's a little bit of coming down. So the 1-hour is not helping me at all in terms of trying to figure out what's going on. And it bodes well to the fact that price could still come back down into the lower band here, or closer to the lower band. So I'm going to go back to the daily. I'm going to go back to the daily chart on the US CAD, and everything that I see here indicates that price has the potential for dropping down a little bit more and then moving up. So like I said, there would be a 60 to 70 pip stop with the potential for 500 pips. That's a 5-to-1 risk reward. That's a really good one. Would I hold it to all the way? Maybe adjust that. But now let's go ahead and do one more thing. I'm going to take this, since this looks like it might be the trade that we're going to be interested in. I'm going to move this over here and take this, go here, and come back with this. Now this is the US CAD. Let's find US CAD here. This is the US CAD. Change that over here. This is our correlation, right? For, let's make sure we've got daily. Got the daily here. And what am I looking at? All right, so this auto phase is the same. I'm going to bring the chart up here. This auto phase right here, see that auto phase? It might be difficult. I tried to increase the size of the cursors, but for whatever reason. So you look at this auto phase is identical to the alert here, and we've got the channel dot, And as I said, I would be interested in coming down at about the middle of the channel, and I have to take my trusty magnifying glass and read here because I can't see the numbers, so small. 1.29686, 1.29686. And where is 1.29686? 1.296, oops, 6. There it is, right there. Okay, so my trading view, and I'm looking in trading view, I'm looking at the unfilled orders area. The unfilled orders are still much deeper, okay? So if I was to take that trade, move this a little bit tighter here, you would see that, measure that. If I got in at the top of the buy zone of the unfilled orders, and measured that down, I'd have 105 pip, 110 actually, to see if I could gain 230, okay, which is still a 2 to 1. It's a 2 to 1, so not as good as what I was looking for. Here is the top here of that zone, okay, top of that zone, going to this next zone up in here. This looks like a much stronger zone here when I have this strong period to the upside, these doji type candles, and then a strong move down, continued. This doji here shows that there was movement in here. So let me measure that again, saying that we take it at the top of this and go to here. I can't read it, I have to move it over. So that's a 400 pip, 300 pip compared to 100. So it's close to a 4 to 1 on a daily chart. 4 to 1 on a daily chart. That's 100 pip. That's 100 pip risk to make about 400, close to 4 to 1. Okay. I like this trade. It's the US CAD. And so I'm going to go back to this. And this is at 27823. This is at 28. I'm going to go to 2750. 2750 here. Buy limit. Got a new setup here. Come on. Okay. My buy limit. And daily. Something is not showing correctly here. 297. This is I want to go to 1.2. Eight, 1.2. All right, so I have to move this, modify. See, there's plenty of time because it's a daily chart. Those things aren't going to happen very quickly. Let's get the modify, and I want to place that at 1.2. I just don't have two, 8, 8. One point two eight 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 eight. Modify. All right. And let's see, where did that put it? Well below here, well below. Down here, we're looking at a buy actually below. See, without looking at the trading view, and seeing where the unfilled orders are, okay, I was anticipating to put my limit buy somewhere in the middle here, and you can see that would have been a 70. That's a 70 pip difference from what is indicated in the zone. So if the zones are correct, and now we're in 7 of the potential 5 down moves, so this could continue to go down. It's probably going to pull back up a little bit. If it pulls back up, here is the top of another zone coming down. But I will set this up for the trade. I'm going to set my initial target here at the first UFO sell zone, which is at, well, let's take a see, 1.30956. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot for the hard number 1.3000000. Okay, so we're going to modify this buy limit. Modify. And set the target at 1.30000. I'm going to leave that like that. Modify. And something wrong here. 1.3. No, I don't definitely. That is not a good target. That is not the good target that I want. That is not. I want to move this up. All right. So my target zone here, 265 pips target. And let's see, we're going to have to go down here a little bit more. I got 888. So we have from here down to here, we have 100 pips. 100 pips at 27825. 27825, I think. Okay. Open this up. Modify this. Stop loss. $1.27 825, I think that was the, let's see, modify. All right, so let's take a look here. So that's 106 pip stop loss, which means that I would lose $81.63 on this trade. And here is my target, if I can get it to read. That's a 269. So close to 3-to-1, much better than a 2-to-1 for a long-term trade. So I will put these numbers together and make them available, and we'll take a look and see what happens to this trade on the US CAD next Wednesday, see how far it goes, what happens with it. And that's it for today. Good trading, and I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great week.